All right. It's been a while since I played anything. You can hear the Sims talking in the background. The game I'm playing is Planet Zoo, and I'm just gonna start this off by taking a brief tour of what I've got going. I'm if I'm gonna film more of these, I'm not starting this at the start of the series. Let's see. Make sure this is recording, and it is. All right, here we are. This is the entrance when you come into the zoo. This is in franchise mode, so I'm off the map in the spawning area here, and I'm gonna walk in and show you what I've got built so far. Okay, you come in, you pay your tickets, and welcome to the ApeLikeZoo Denver. Got the Critter Castle over here. Got food and stuff over there. And we'll go in here and take out the Critter Castle. This is exhibits. It's a good idea when you're starting franchise mode to start with exhibits because they're much easier to do. Let me light up a cigarette here while I do this. They're easier to do than habitats. Um, they're just cheaper, and it's a good way to start your zoo before you get into the animals and stuff. Do critters, do the small stuff, snakes and stuff. So over here we got uh I think this is the black Goliath Goliath bird wetter or Goliath bird eater. Yeah. There's a donate thing behind the wall here. You can see that people can throw their donate into the thing and got the education and stuff like that. Right here we got scorpions. These are the desert scorpions, whatever. Giant desert hairy scorpions. Um, all researched in there. Over here we got a spider. I think it's a tarantula. Mexican red knee tarantula. That's going on in there. There's nothing out the backside here. I'll get into that in a minute. Well, I'll show you the overview of everything after we do a walkthrough. In here we got or centipede things. They're in there somewhere, and I got all these set up for their management and stuff to do population limits and stuff, so it sells off in stores, and so it's a good idea to organize all that. Over here we got Brazilian salmon pink tarantulas are in there somewhere. You can always click on the exhibit camera to actually go in and see. Except now I'm screwed up because I want to go back to my guy. Where was I? I don't want to. Okay, where's this is in here? Okay, I want to. I don't want to go too far. Later on, I'll be all right with that. But right now, I'm trying to do kind of like a reveal. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Um, And over here we got the cockroach, man. This is the cockroach to be all cockroaches. Giant burrowing cockroach. And as you can see, all the health is good on everything because I got it all set up with that. And that's the Critter Castle. When you come in, that's the first thing I built was that. Started off small. And over here, this is the chimp cage. I don't have chimps yet. I've got five of them. I've got five. I want one more to make or even six, but I've got it all designed and everything. It's funny. I built this cage. I built this cage first before I had any of the other animals, and with the full intention of putting chimps in there and stuff. And yeah, the chimps are expensive. They cost these conservation credits, and I didn't know that at the time, and so I wasn't able to get them. Um, So I've been buying them one by one and storing them until I get up enough to have a proper social group. Over here we got information and advertising destinations to signs and stuff like that. Over in here they got the macaw cage. These are all Japanese macaws. You can walk in and play with them. Got the sprinklers and see the monkey, little red butt monkeys. Um, got all kinds of climbing stuff for them, food stuffs. food. Little pond back here that's all connected in with water filtration to keep it clean, and little platform here. They can go back in there and hide out. And up top, inside here, there's a little up top, place there that they can go and hang out. And back here this is the entrance for the zookeeper comes in and throws the food down and stuff, but people can walk in here too. This is one-way glass so that they're private on the other side, but not on this side. Yeah, eating their block of ice, they loving it. Got sanitizer. Everybody's all cold. I need to put a coffee place out here so that people get coffee when they leave here and get all cold and get coffee. So that's the macaw cage. Wish a cigarette went out. Oh, and it's nighttime. I only have very short night times. My hours are 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., so there's little nighttime. This back here is all employee areas. It goes over there goes to the back of the macaw cage. There's a staff trainer inside the back of the information booth there, or a keeper. Over in here is the water filtration. I gotta square off that corner, but yeah, water filtration for all the ponds that are within range of that. Over in here, I got the food court, where there was the entrance where we came in. Also behind all this is my first work area back in here. This is got research and keepers and staff areas, and got a quarantine back here, and this is all just staff area. It's all private. But this was the first building I built. I didn't build the whole building. I just set down the units and then added onto it as over time. But this was the first worker area that I built to go along with the Critter Castle across the way. So basically, I started here and there in the franchise mode. Trees. Anyway, we'll go on. I'm in no hurry here, so we'll just keep walking right through the crowd. Got the bathrooms over here. Wow, it's crowded here. Go down here and check out the lemur cage. This is the lemur cage. I got two types of lemurs right now. There's a third one that I can fit in there too, but they cost credits, and I'm saving my credits for yeah. See, I've only got the black-tailed lemur and the black and white ruffed lemur and the ring-tailed lemur. There's a red butt lemur that I'm gonna get in there as well. And we'll go in there in a minute, but first I want to go over here and show you wow, this place is crowded. Wall here. Over here is the grizzly cage. I got grizzly bears over there. A couple of them hanging out. Got them down there swimming. Got a little lookout here that I built. I love this. Oh! Well, that was not right. How about we just get out of this mode? There we go. Anyway, this is my great grizzly pad. Got a lookouts, educational speakers, donation bins. Built this is kind of cool over here. I got a little cave that I set up for them to sleep in. They can crash out in here. Go swimming in the water. There's a fish feeder down there in the water. Goes up the hill. This is the backside up here. There's another little private place up here for them. And this is the backside. In here was the the staff area. Well, it goes out this back door here and goes up. so the staff can get into the back of the grizzly cage. Um, so that's all going on in there, and I built up this mountain here, and they like climbing on their things. They got their tires and their trees and pretty much everything that they need. They're happy. They're happy bears. I got two of them. They just had a kid. Um, over here is the lemur life. I'm doing alliteration on everything. Like this is Great Grizzly. Over there is the Critter Castle. This is Lemur Life, and the macaws are actually Macaw Magnus, which is a little bit too close to MAGA madness, if you ask me. But it is what it is. It's Macaw Madness. So yeah, I'm doing alliteration for all the titles and stuff, and the Lemur Life over here got paths that they can walk through, and the people all walk through, and loving it. And they got a little private back area here, and an upstairs attic that only they can get into, and I set that up with the climbing things to go in here, and yeah, and they do well. See, Faneri, he's doing well, doing real well. Anyway, that's that, and we got the Great Grizzlies. You saw, um, yeah, that I'm gonna make more of these videos, and I think I got a couple. I've learned some things that I haphazardly backed into by tips of people online and stuff, and so I'm gonna try to take some of those things that I've learned and put them into videos. And but this is what I've been up to, man. It just taking it easy, building my zoo. One thing I can recommend with building zoos and stuff is I did all this is all custom barrier here, and I did that by making blueprints. I started off with a blueprint like this, and once you got that, you can just move it in and custom adjust. Just line it up. You try to hide the white stripes on, and that'll tell you that you're lined up. And once you do that, you can just set it up all the way around. I've got that. I've got this one's got glass on both sides. This one's got one-way glass, and then of course there's the solid panel. I built all those. It's just an advice thing that if you're gonna build a park, come up with these parts initially, and then you can theme your whole park in one solid, consistent color, or a style and stuff. And it might start off kind of ugly, but over time it gets to be better. Like I've got the outside wall, and yeah. But that's what I've got going on, man. This is my zoo. How much have I recorded so far here? Wow, 13 minutes. Unbelievable. I'm not going to make these too long. I'm going to try to do tip videos and stuff like that, and come in and show updates. I don't know. I wanted to record this. I'm really happy that the way this is turning out, and it's creative. And I remember all my Planet Coaster stuff that I did back in the day. I don't have videos for any of that. Like my whole metal amusement park is gone and stuff, and I'm doing this to save this for posterity. That I'll be able to come back and look at this someday and be like, I did that. Loving it. How this lines up with the rocks and stuff. And I was thinking about putting a train over the top of this mountain here, but I don't know if there's enough room. Go over the back right across the top there, and go right over the entrance and around the backside. I was thinking about working something like that in. Right now, I'm looking for animals. I need some chimpanzees. These are the ones that I've got stored right now. I want 6. 5 is enough to do a social group, but I want 6 so that they each have their own mate. So I need one more male, and I'm looking for somebody with decent longevity. And I don't want any of these. I'd like, around 50. I can't afford a lot, but I'm looking for longevity, and the reason for that is because I've been planning these guys out. Like, and they're not cheap. Each one of these costs quite a bit of money. That I've been buying them when I get the cash, throwing them in, and just storing them until I get. It's funny. I started with this chimp cage, but I've yet to put a chimp in there. That I'm sure it's costing me money and taxes and stuff, but I'm doing all right on money. I I'm doing all right because I keep selling all these exhibit animals. I mean, Jesus, it's crazy how many animals. Look at all these critters that I've. These are all the babies. I'm keeping a lot of the gold ones. I keep the babies until I refresh the next generation. So basically, I'll take the best babies from this group right here and buy off the market an opposite sex for them, so that I'm avoiding inbreeding that way. Um, and then I'll take those babies, and it's a long process to try to avoid inbreeding, but it's also worth it. Um, I'm trying to collect some good good guys there, but right now I'm looking for chimpanzees. These guys got 7 minutes left before they're doing anything. So what could I work on for 7 minutes while we're waiting for that? Um, this is kind of cool, like the video when you walk in on the backside of the macaw sign. Really loving this place. I love this platform. Just really, really cool. Turned out great. The inspector is here. Love these games, that let you build and design things and stuff. It's just your creativity. And as far as these things, the best advice I could give a new player starting out, it's intimidating to try to want to do something cool, and the best advice I could say is just start doing it. Just things come to you, and over time the style kind of becomes its thing. That I didn't start off intentionally designing this style of base with these. Well, I picked colors right off the bat. Like when I hired my first employee, I designed their uniform, and I just said, all right, we're going to go with red is going to be the main color. Black is the secondary color, so like red shirt, black pants, and then gold is the offset color that you don't see too much of, but there's just enough in places to provide things with the trash cans and the shirts and stuff. It's accent color. It's not meant to dominate, but those are the colors. And once I got the colors down, I just started doing, every time I would do something, I would add the colors. Like the way these decks are with the black, yellow, and red. So that's one advice I'd say is to pick your colors and go with them, and don't overdo them, but make it consistent to where they stand out. And that's one thing. If you get a color going, that'll help everything look kind of organized, and then do consistent parts and stuff like that. Like the way I did these walls and how they show up everywhere, it gives a consistent look to everything. See, like I got the cage for this one. I got the one-way glass for this one because chimps and stuff, they're not gonna like it. I love this place. This is gonna be really cool. Chimps are gonna be really happy with all this once I get them. Up here, I've got a center area to set up a food box. It's gonna go right in the middle there. Um, and little things that people will never see, but I actually spent the time to build these brackets. I did this bar in these hanging brackets, so these doors look like they slide and stuff. People will never see that, but it's just fun to detail those things. Climbing pole for them to get in, from the basement area in here and in the backstage. Nobody's ever gonna see that, but I know it's there. I know that I actually did this these little hanging clips to where it looks like it's on a rail. It really does. I love that. That's some advice I give you. Have fun with the details, and there's no right or wrong way to do any of this. Just have fun with it. Anyway, I got to get a gorilla or chimpanzee, but I don't know that I'm gonna film all that. The next time I put together a habitat or whatever, I'm gonna film it. I want to show the tricks that I've learned for how to do this because none of these are custom habitats. Like, okay, you can take these barriers and you can design a habitat with those all the way around, and raise the height and do that, and that's all good and really, easy. It's convenient for new players to just get together and throw their thing out there. But that's not the way I would go if I was you. I recommend making your custom barriers and using the null barrier, which is this right here. So where there's not an actual barrier there, you're just defining the area, and then you use regular pieces like this is all in a null barrier here. Let's see if I click on it. See that's all nulled out, but I use it goes around the outside, and I don't know. I'm gonna put together a video to show how to make those because I've watched videos of people making them and stuff, but they don't really. I developed some tricks that I think will help people when they're making their barriers. I'll get into that in another video. But this is pretty much all I wanted to do for this video is take you in and show you what I've got going on. This is what I've been doing for the last month or so, learning the game, and I've only been on this particular save for about 4 days now, but I played around with the challenges and stuff like that to figure out the mechanics and stuff. Once I realized it was exactly like Planet Coaster, which I played a lot of. Once I realized it was like that, I was off and running, the building and everything. But really happy with it. This is just a tiny little zoo that I got going on, but you, you, you got to admit, I mean, I've watched a lot of videos online and seen a lot of stuff, and there's some really amazing stuff. Like Few Candy, that Australian lady, I think she's Australian. She's got the accent. She does some incredible stuff, and there's a few other people that are doing really just incredible stuff. But then there's a lot of videos out there where it's like they're just throwing shit together, and the people don't have the design sense and stuff. And I look at this thing, and it's like it's simple and it's the start, and I'm new at this game, but this looks fucking incredible. It looks well themed. Um, it's got just the right amount of right angles and offset angles, like this, and it's going to come along. If you're wondering about this little dirt patch here, I do that because this is where I build things. I built the signs and stuff. I lay them out on this ground, and then once I've got them set, I move them places. Because like this sign is all one sign. I put it all together, and yeah, I'll get into all that when I get into the more decoration videos and stuff. But right now, I just wanted to do a tour of the zoo and set up for future videos so that you have a foundation to start with. That's what I got. I got macaws, lemurs, and grizzlies, and a bunch of critters, 6 of them. I'm gonna get a snake house going soon too. I was thinking about putting the snake house right in this area here, where you enter in on this side, come out on this back side, just like this one, how it's got a front side and a back side. And I'm obviously going to put stuff back here. Once stuff gets put in back over here, this path will fill up. Nobody has a reason to walk on it right now. The chimps are also going to open that up once I put the chimps in there. But yeah, that's what I'm working on now. Is probably in the next video or whatever, I'll start designing something. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna how many videos I'm gonna actually show me building things. I might do a lot of this where you just come back and it's already done. Going tours and stuff. Anyway, that's my base. Playing in franchise mode. I got my critters, got my monkeys. I'm ape like Jay, so of course I'm going with apes and monkeys as much as I can, but they're expensive, so I got to get there. Um, that's it. I just do a quick little tour of the base and get you caught up on where I'm at and what I'm doing, and yeah, uh, recommend this game. One final thing I can say is these games that have they're daunting. You go on Steam and you look and you see like 40 DLC, and you're like, great, that's just a DLC subscription. I'm gonna have to buy so much just to play the game. This game is like that. You look at the list and you're like, oh my god, I'm never gonna be able to do that. But after some research, I got into it and playing and stuff. They did this right. If you buy the base game for Project or for Planet Zoo, you can make a complete awesome badass zoo. You don't have to have the download the DLC. Um, the DLC is great, and you're gonna want that stuff because there's some cool stuff in there. But it's extra. There is fully what I'm trying to say is there's fully enough in the base game for you to build a complete zoo with enough animals, 100 or whatever, 200. th- they did right. They did right. The way they should do these games is they should make a complete game out of the base game, and then download content should just be awesome additions. It shouldn't be something that is absolutely needed to progress. Like games like Civilization is a problem with that. That they have like Civilization 5, you had to buy Beyond the Sword, or you didn't have religion, you didn't have the things, and it's like a whole core mechanic to the game was missing because she's stressed out. She's a baby, but it was missing because you didn't have that download thing, and then they force you to get the download content. That's a poor way of doing business. The game should be function complete in the base game, and downloadable content should be extra, not required to play the game. And this game does that. It really does. If you've been curious about buying this game, I highly recommend it. You can get by with just the base game. There's been sales and stuff, and you can do some crazy, incredible stuff. Myself, I did not buy the deluxe edition. I didn't care for the three animals that came with it, and that was the only difference between the normal edition and the deluxe is those three extra animals. So I didn't buy that, but I did get I got the North American pack and the conservation pack. Those are two DLCs that I got. After doing some research, I found out that those are the ones. I like the animals from the North American pack, and plus, my starter zoo is going to be North America, so it made sense. That's where I'm from. Um, these animals are all stressed. It's the social. They eventually go hiding back in the cave and get better. Sometimes you can force a keeper to just keep on top of things because sometimes keepers will be doing other stuff. But yeah, this is a game. I recommend it. Well worth buying. If I make more videos in the future, which I'm pretty sure I will, um, I'm not going to be getting into the politics of things. Obviously, there's nothing left to be said. This is the America that everybody wants, so this is the America you get. And I'll just try to do my best to live through it. But I'm not going to go there anymore. It doesn't. It's just fucking heartache. This is a lot more fun to just ignore it and go into my own little fantasy world here of video games, and yep, love it. Hold on, let me look and before I finish the game here. Let me make sure there's no chimps out here that I can buy. Um, nope, I can't afford them. Anyway, that's it. That's my game. That's what I'm up to. Yeah, check back. Maybe I'll have more videos. I'm sure I will. I'm gonna get into some tutorial stuff of things that I've learned on this, and hopefully that'll help you out. And maybe this design will be enough to make you want to come back and see what I'm doing. All right, peace out, and yeah.